by Shri, Samba Garu, former DGP Andhra Pradesh, on facilitating learning outcomes, I extend a heartfelt welcome to all the esteemed dignitaries, guests and students. I would like to commence the session by inviting the driving force behind our achievements, the architect of our success, none other than our respected Director General, Professor Satish Aliwadi sir, to grace the dais. We are privileged to have our Dean and Secretary with us today, a visionary leader whose guidance has been instrumental in IIAM's journey of success. With tremendous happiness, I would like to welcome the Dean and Secretary of all great institutions, Dr. S.P. Ravindra sir, to honor the dais.
Thank you.
I now invite our speaker for the day, Shri Samba Garu, former DGP of Andhra Pradesh, who has dedicated its time and efforts to engage with us today. Kindly join us, sir. Without further ado, now I request Professor Satish Aliwadi sir, Director General of IIAM, to give the welcome speech.
Good morning to the dignitaries on the dais and all my faculty colleagues, students and invitees to this session to be delivered by a stalwart in his own right, Mr. Siva, former DGP of Andhra Pradesh, who brings along with him a lot of ideas. I was just talking to him, which a lot of ideas got exchanged, and I'm sure the kind of talk which he is going to deliver will perhaps ignite your minds. The theme of the talk, as it is suggested, facilitating learning outcomes, of course it is quite relevant to the business students. But apart from that, I would also request him to kindly delve upon how the management principles are applied in police force, because quite often, as I have observed, the decision making in defense and police are quite complex, unlike in business. In business, we have a data, we have enough time also. Quite often we have enough time, sometimes we may not have, but in business quite often we have enough time to collect data and take decisions. But in defense and police, there are several events. The decision making has to be done right now. It's now or never. So how the decision making is done? Recently you have done a workshop on problem solving. Not many tools would be available with police force and defense. How do they do it? There is a kind of thought process we have to understand, and I would request sir to kindly delve upon that as well, apart from facilitating learning outcomes. We need to also learn from him how leaders are made and what kind of a belief system one should have. Because as I said, quite often in police and defense, the decision making are done on a spur of a moment, now or never. That means you need to have a self-belief. If you don't have self-belief, if you don't believe in yourself, sometimes the decision making will be delayed and the consequences will be great. Now, self-belief is important, and I normally correlate to the animal kingdom. Like if you see animal kingdom, who is the tallest animal? Giraffe. Who is the heaviest animal? Elephant. Who is the fastest element? Tiger. Who is the smartest element? Fox. And none of them are the king of the forest. Who is the king? The lion. And lion does not have any of these qualities. Then what does he have? He has self-belief. He believes that I am the king. Just visualize a situation when elephant and lion confront each other. The moment elephant sees lion, he takes a defensive position. And lion believes that he is my lunch. And he jumps upon that. That is nothing but self-belief. And in police and defense, that is very, very important. Same thing can be applied in business scenario also. So, I'm sure there will be a lot of interesting takeaways of this talk and session by Mr. Samba. And I would suggest students to ask as many questions as you can, because this is a time, this is an opportunity for you to learn a lot from stalwarts like him, and these kind of opportunities don't come every day. So without any ado and without coming in between you and the speaker, sir, I will leave it to now Dr. S.P. Ravindra sir to come and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you so for sharing such a valuable insight with us. Now I request Dr. S.P. Ravindra sir, Dean and Secretary of IIAM, to address the audience.
So, I don't want to repeat the word by saying a very good morning and you guys saying good morning, sir. Great. I really enjoy it. But the time is come that to bring back to schools. So all I can say is today is a very special day for me, at least, other than you guys. Because when you admire someone, you admire people to an extent wherein you fall in love with them. So here is a man with us today, a person whom I always been admiring, a person who knows how to administrate, a person who knows how to call good things wrong to right. He was just talking about a concept which I feel very proud. It's like working within the boundaries. So I'm using the title of the book.
Alive at work.
Alive at Work. He was just mentioning about a book called Alive at Work. Alive at Work. How did you understand this concept, alive at work? Tell any one of you, please open up now. We are here to talk, not to admire and look at each other and say, man, this guy is smart today. Tell me, what is that you have? Alive at work. How do you understand it? No one has this thing to talk or be dumb and what? Tell me. Every person who opens up will get a prize.
Enjoy your work.
Enjoy your work. Okay, anything else? Talk loudly, man. Get up and talk. I want people, the video, please see that the guy is clipped.
Give our 100% in the work. Give our 100% in the work.
Okay. Anyone else? Great. This is what we call a good gesture. This is what we call motivation. Isn't it? So, we were discussing about this concept and it says mostly what I appreciate what he said, but working within the boundaries. working within the boundaries in sense, you are alive at work, but more or less I think I understood that way, I may be wrong. Or working within the framework, sir said. So these are the various perceptions of a particular point. Why I am saying is I admire him so much. He was commissioner, police commissioner of Visakhapatnam, a city of destiny, a city which is known for its good culture, a city which has been very popular in facilitating people to welcome them to the city of destiny. Having a name and fame of that kind, we need certain amount of discipline in order to show that this city is beautiful and beautiful. So as a police commissioner, he gave all the freedom to the students and all the employees. He always said, have fun, but be responsible. He never bothered whether a student is found around 3 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know whether I can say it, but I take the privilege of talking at least now, because I never had the guts, as long as the city and police commissioner and director general of police, to open up and talk like this. And today I've got the freedom to at least talk. When I was invited for a dinner when he took over the commissioner of Visakhapatnam, he said, Ravindra, I don't understand why my police always tries to hold BPO employees and all this, rather than focusing on the people who they have to really put them behind bars. So I heard it and I kept quiet. I didn't utter the word from then till now. But today I am saying, next day he gave a paper statement. Why is that police is more focusing on the younger generation employees rather than the criminals? Such an open man, without mincing words, a man who believes in what he does what he believes in. No matter where he is, because you guys are students of management, you have to learn a lot from him. Any assignment given to him, he was holding as a police officer, commissioner of Visakhapatnam. He was posted for RTC as the top head of RTC, Road Transport Corporation. He made the RTC of Andhra Pradesh, the places, model places, combined Andhra Pradesh. I have seen the RTC, how he had elevated Vijayawada. He structured it so well with so much of discipline and people with lot of love and commitment. Love and commitment. When you enforce, people hate us. But he had enforced in the manner where there was a commitment from people. Madam, you look at me, you are looking at somewhere else, you don't like me. I like eye contact. I want people to look at me. I'm very selfish. Isn't it? I don't want people to look at the wall, look at the basket and all. I think I look better than this. Alright? So, he made his presence felt there. Then he took over fire stations. He was heading it all over combined Andhra Pradesh. I always find a privilege to talk to him and meet him. So when I called him, he said, Ravindra, I'm not in Hyderabad, but I want you to go and see my office in Hyderabad. So I went and seen his office in Hyderabad, the fire services. Man, I thought this is a corporate but not a fire service office. Fire service, you find always the 2 fire engines. With a no shutter, nothing, fire engine is ready to move. But he made his office in such a way, there's a very nice, beautiful girl who served what you like to have, sir. Hospitality. She gave me a glass of water. She asked me what kind of tea you wanted. Lemon tea, I still remember I had that. And couldn't hold myself rather than give him a feedback saying, you're the man. He could really change the scenario of combined Andhra Pradesh. And later, when he was elevated to the level of Director General of Police, he had restructured the police stations where till date people say after him there's no one. There is no one. No one who can think about a police station to be systemized by making system driven, not individual driven. Individual driven is he's there in the chair, system will run. System driven is whether he's there in the chair or not, the system will run. So that's kind of a culture, that kind of a administrator. Unfortunately, I don't want to use the politician's name, but Chandrababu Naidu somehow couldn't really utilize the service to the full extent what he can utilize. So, but all said and done, thanks to Chandrababu Naidu, today we are at least having an access to him because he's giving us time. So with this I conclude, and probably the topic is facilitating learning outcomes. Did you give a thought about the topic? I told sir, no seminar should be conducted without deciding on the topic. Why I said deciding on the topic? You should think your own perception about the topic and what do you think the outcome of this particular topic is going to be. If you don't think, you are considered like any other person. If you think and sit, you will know how much you are right, how much you are wrong, and what is the learning outcome of this particular topic or any kind of topic. Alright? So I really congratulate the Director General for really organizing this, and there are no words to say thank you for our sir, Professor Ronnie, he is a professor, IIT Kharagpur topper of Andhra University, and man who really loves physics. When I sat in his house, he threw a bottle into the pool. He said, Ravi, you know why the bottle is floating? I didn't know when he was talking about physics. And for me, physics, I'm a very poor in physics. I couldn't continue in sciences, so I jumped into commerce. So I'm confessing my weaknesses. So I really appreciate the faculty, the students of Samatha, CMT, SIMS, and Law College, IIAM. Alright? Because I am in the host institution, I put it last. Host is always last. Alright? So congratulations, enjoy your talk, and probably you're going to have the best today. Thank you all.
Thank you so for sharing your treasured insights with us. Now I request Professor Alekia Ma'am, IIAM, to introduce our esteemed guest, Shri and Samba Garu.
Thank you, Ms. Veronica. Good morning, sir. Shri Nanduri Samba Garu was born in 1957, served as an Indian Police Service officer from 19th December 1984 to 31st December 2017. He secured All India rank of 136 in UPSC with Physics and Mechanical Engineering as major subjects. He served as the Director General of Police in Andhra Pradesh. Prior to DGP, he was Vice Chairman, Managing Director of APS-RTC, where he was well known for implementing revolutionary changes and improved customer service vastly. He was also the Director General of State Disaster Response and Fire Services in Undivided Andhra Pradesh from 2013 to 2015. He is widely known for his project management, investigation analysis, and motivational talks. He was awarded Indian Police Medal in 2000 for his impeccable service in counter-insurgency, Antrik Suraksha Seva Pathak operations. In 2010, on the occasion of Republic Day, he received the President Police Medal for his distinguished service. He believes in continuous improvement and everyday learning.
Thank you, Alekia Ma'am. Now, I request our esteemed chief guest, Samba Garu, to begin his session.
outside. Thanks for the invite, sir. Good morning. Stop me wherever, whenever you want. I don't want any of the students or others present here, except few in emergency. Use your phones during my talk. I want absolute discipline. Choice is yours. You want to see, say it, but otherwise, I don't want you to accept the professors. Faculty members. The reason is, if you keep on chatting, in my opinion, the best one simple step to destroy the entire world is the telephone, this cell phone especially. So coming back, again sir, thanks for the invite. Now I requested you to switch off the phone, not switch off, at least put them in silent mode. Now I want to structure my next 1 hour or max 90 minutes talk into 3 phases. First phase, I want to know from you what are your problems in your journey towards academic excellence. First part is that. I'll dedicate about 10 minutes for that. I'll invite something from you because I want to really know what exactly is the problem towards your academic excellence journey. Maybe next 30 to 45 minutes or max 1 hour, I'll give my views, and perhaps the last 20 minutes or so is purely for the questions. And during the talk also, you can, as I said, you can stop me and ask whatever. All of you can understand Telugu? Or who cannot understand Telugu, please raise your hand. If that is the case, once in a while I switch to Telugu. Right, good. Now the session starts, first phase. You have joined academic institutions. You have been doing your best. Still, some of you might be finding the subject tough, or you are not able to really grasp certain things, or in spite of your best efforts, you are not able to secure good marks, you are not able to communicate well, or whatever it is. I want from you, feel free, raise your hand and say, these are the problems we are facing in our academic journey. Come on, the session starts now. Open to you. Feel free. It's like the boy said, alive at work, giving 100% in your work. Basically, Gallup is an organization which conducts a survey across the world. They surveyed across the world. Across all the organizations, the employee engagement is just 20%. Employee engagement is just 20%. That means 80% of the time, they don't give out their best. So based on that, Alive at Work, how to make it. One of the best books, I presented the book to CEO Tech Mahindra the other day when I was giving a speech to the alumni members of other university. Okay, now I am asking any one of you, what are the problems you are facing? You are not able to understand. Maybe even if you say that some of the teachers, they run away, they go through in a fast lane and we are not able to understand. Feel free. Please tell us. If you don't tell me, otherwise I will skip this session and go for second part. You are not facing any problems? Yeah, good.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, I'm Manojma from 37th batch.
Yeah, good.
36th batch. I want to ask you a question. Now this is upcoming world into digital marketing, right? We are listening classes in our classroom and also we analyze the same in digital media. Like we will search about the topic in YouTube or AI or anywhere. But we can't decide which answer is correct. What teacher taught us or what the AI or YouTube video is telling. Which one we should decide? What we are understanding or what outcome they are giving to us? Which one is the correct answer that we should rely on?
In digital marketing.
Digital marketing or teachers' answers?
Digital marketing or?
Teachers' answers. What we study in the class or what we see in YouTube or AI platform?
A tough question for me because I didn't understand the question part. Number one. You should be very clear, like me. I said I didn't understand your question. Straight away you also should tell the faculty member if you don't understand some topic, stop the teacher there and there itself. I don't think your director general will find it a problem. Stop the teacher there and there itself. Sorry, I didn't understand. Then what happens? It is a challenge to the teacher. It's a challenge to the teacher to see that the concept is delivered to you in the way you understand. You got a point? You said you are not able to decide which is the right answer kind of thing. Am I right? I can only find that particular part, digital marketing or the YouTube or whatever it is. Why didn't you ask your teacher? Why didn't you ask your teacher? Just tell me. First part, number one. Why didn't you discuss it with your neighbors, with your classmates? So there are n number of ways to get your things clarified. You got a point? I am not a subject expert in management or whatever it is. You ask me something in physics, I am ready to tell. You ask something in policing or management or whatever it is, I can do. But sorry for not able to fully answer your question. The suggestion I can give you is ask your teacher, ask your colleague, or keep on, what happens? That the teacher is not available, your friend is not available. What is the best way? Okay, believe what you feel. Okay, test it in the field. Maybe sometimes, if not today, tomorrow, it may prove to be right or wrong. Okay, got it? Fair enough. Thank you. Thanks for the initiative. Girl is great. Next. Few of you. She took the initiative. What about others? No problems for you. Everybody is getting 100 out of 100 marks. Huh? Huh? I don't understand.
If you don't open up now, you can never open up in life. Now or never. But madam, get up and ask something, whatever you like.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Feel free. Roman.
My name is Paul.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to know some answers from you.
I want to know from?
Some answers.
Yeah, please. Come forward. Right, please. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, please tell me.
Okay, sir. My question is what I complete my graduation in science background.
Science background.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And I joined in the management professional. So how do I overcome the problems in which the subjects are difficult to me, like economics or something.
Yes. Excellent.
So how can we learn from?
Excellent. I want all of you to please listen to this question. I will repeat the question. He said he is from a science background. No, please, no noise, please. Still I'm a police officer. Everywhere, even in my house. So what he said, he is from science background. Maybe good
BSc.
Yes, good botany, chemistry.
Electronics, computer science.
That's great. A lot of physics is there. Now, he says from science background, he has come to management studies course. He is finding certain subjects like economics and many other things, way far from his regular routine studies so far he has done. It's a beautiful, I like this question number. First of all, I like this question. Maybe I must apologize to her, I could not answer her properly. Your question I can easily answer. First point. Please come forward. Now, do you know economics? Do you know the syllabus in economics? No, economics. Put BBL problem.
MBA.
ఇక్కడ చదువుతున్నారు కదా మీరు అది ఎంబీఏలో ఎకనామిక్స్ సబ్జెక్ట్ టఫ్ ఉందన్నారు అదే ఏదో కొంచెం అంటే కొంచెం టఫ్ ఏంటి మళ్ళీ టఫ్ అండ్ టఫ్ ఏంటి వాట్ ఆర్ ద చాప్టర్స్ తెలిసి చెప్పండి నో ప్లీజ్ చాప్టర్స్ చెప్పండి ఫస్ట్ చాప్టర్ చెప్పు Here is a friend of you. Here is a friend of you who says he is finding economics tough. No. I asked him, I requested him, no one to feel bad. No one to feel bad. I got 136th rank in UPSC, but I did not know there was a syllabus for general studies. Can you believe it? It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Mr. Samba, when he wrote the examination in 1984, he did not know that there is a syllabus in general studies. I was shocked. After I came to know that there is something called, then what are you going through? Just drifting because your colleague is there to help you, that's all. I asked you what is the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter. Who's the chapter? That is the problem. That is the problem. He says it's difficult for him, but unfortunately, he is not the only guy. There are many like him. He did not know the chapters also. Whenever I meet a girl or a boy, I said, what is the syllabus first one? Let me know. For that particular topic, if you had you answered that question, I could have said, what is the book you are following? Next thing is, what is the book you are following? For every topic, there is a related book. Okay? For what you go through, simple one-line or two-line answer, first go through the topics, related books. In books, what happens is, there are some fundamental concepts explaining books are there. Go through that. And whenever you read a book, have a small notebook like that. Okay? Notebook like that. Keep on writing one word or two words or one line or two lines. What is that we have not understood? Okay? Why I am saying is, I am again coming to this part. If you want to learn what topic you have not understood, if you don't even know what is the topic, it's a tragedy. I am sorry to say. Got a point? Please understand what is the topic you could not understand. Let me tell you, I am a science buff. Even though I keep on reading physics books, I don't know, my wife asks, my co-brother asks, what's wrong? How long you read the same physics? How long you read the same physics? Every time you read, your level of understanding goes up. Every time you read, your level of understanding goes up. Okay? That's the reason why the topic which you did not understand, first write down, not know. Then, what is the relevant book for that? If you do not know, ask your professor, ask your teacher. Go through your, Amazon or whatever it is. Got it? That if the teacher is not good, the next best God is the book itself. Got a point? All the best. If you feel still my answer is not convincing you, okay, got it? That's fine. Right. Now, again, I don't know, maybe the structure of the talk may be a little different. Let me tell you, Director General also asked me, anyway, now let me complete the learning outcomes part of it. This is very important to most of you. If you don't mind, please, here, put it. Don't stand up. For those boys and girls who are finding it difficult to master the concept, this is for those boys and girls who are finding it difficult to master the concepts. Let me tell you. I was a school student. We had in those days 4 examinations in a year. Now many perhaps. Quarterly examination, half yearly, pre-final and final. So few chapters are covered till the quarterly examination are conducted. So when I prepare for the examination and take the exam, I found some of the chapters are tough. Some of the chapters are tough. Again, I went for half-yearly examination after 3 months or so, 6 months half-yearly examination. What I found, the subjects covered, the topics, the chapters covered in the up to quarterly examination were found to be relatively easier in the half-yearly examination. Went for pre-quarter, pre-final. I found the chapters covered up to the quarterly examination were much more easier. And the final examination. What did I find? The chapters covered up to the quarterly exam were outstanding, very easy, just like a cakewalk. Just cakewalk. I found apart. ఎంత ఈజీగా ఉన్నాయి చాప్టర్స్ అసలు. ఏమిటి క్వార్టర్లీలో లేవు, ఇంత ఈజీగా లేవు. హాఫ్ ఇయర్లో ఓకే, ప్రీ ఫైనల్ ఓకే, ఫైనల్కి వచ్చేది అద్భుతంగా ఉన్నాయి. వాట్ ఇస్ ద రీజన్? మేబీ ఐ వాస్ నాట్ a great guy those days to decipher the underlying process. If any one of you can decipher the underlying principle in that, I will do this. The session is open 1 minute to you. What is the underlying principle in the process which makes the same chapter easy when you go to final examination? Pardon?
Practice.
Huh?
Practice.
Practicing. You said practicing. Good. Near answer. Yes, next.
We see it for the long time.
Huh? Pardon?
We see it for the long time.
Pardon?
We see it for the long time.
See it. Huh? Okay, okay, fair enough. Huh?
Understanding.
Continuous learning is okay. Little, yeah. Next.
Understanding the concepts.
Good. Next.
Often repetitive.
Huh?
Often repetitive.
What is it?
Often repetitive.
You come now. It's not that his answer is only correct. Let me tell you, I was trying to drive you to come for a small, because I want you to remember what we have discussed today. I want you to remember what I said today. The point is, ultimately like Newton's first law, second law, third law, it's a small one-liner, is it not? Who is the physics guy background here? Any physics gentleman? Oh, that's the reason why she is tough person. Of all the three laws, which is the easiest one? Newton's. Okay, right, come. Not for any gift and all that. Please come. You tell me to everybody what, hey, gentlemen, please listen. What is third law?
Third law says that every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Okay, good. It is easy in what sense? Please tell me. What's your good name?
Manorama, sir.
Manora. What is easy part of that? Why it is easy?
It's easy because oftenly we go through these kind of things. If we scold someone, they'll scold us again.
Let me tell you, why it is easy? It is easy to reproduce.
Remember.
Reproduce. It is easy to reproduce. You can say for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, kind of thing. That's it. What is the toughest law to understand of the three?
Second law.
Oh!
I don't even remember that, sir.
That's okay. Third law is the toughest to understand in the entire world. Third law is the toughest law to understand. Why I am saying, I don't want to digress from the main side. Main point. Now please sit down. Manora, please sit down. Now what the boy said is, you take two words from this talk. For a good learning outcome, for those who understood, for those who are finding it difficult to understand, one two-word phrase is sufficient. That is, repetition rewards. What I said? All of you must say this. Repetition. Now the point is, you did not understand a concept. Go through that again. And again go through that. I am 100% confident. Maybe to start with you may understand 5%, 10% or whatever it is. I am telling you, I am a science buff. Till recently I did not understand how dollar versus Indian rupee, what is strengthening, what is weakening or whatever it is. You know the reason. This is not only a topic for the students, it is for the teachers also. Let me tell you, some of the teachers are here. Let me clearly tell. If some student has not understood the concept, if any student has not understood the concept, I am repeatedly telling, if any student has not understood the concept, the mistake lies with the teacher. I am very sorry to say. You may curse me, you may even all abuses or whatever, I am ready to accept. Point is, if I have not understood, either my mother or my teacher or a good book should explain. If none of these help us, what happens? Without a proper foundation, I am trying to learn something more which is not correct. So, here also, the advice to the students is this, okay Max, what happens? The teacher may say, hey, what's wrong here? Well, can't you understand this? Don't feel shy. Don't feel you get ridiculed. No problem. Absolutely no problem. Stop the teacher there. I'm sorry, teacher. I'm sorry. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Sir, I'm sorry. I haven't understood that. అరే బాబు ఇది నువ్వు అర్థం కాదంటే నీకు బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇంకా వెనక్కిపోవాలా నువ్వు ఇక పోయేగా బాగా చదువుకున్నాను థ్యాంక్స్ మ్యామ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద హార్డ్ వర్క్ దట్ పేస్ రెపిటేషన్ రివార్డ్స్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద థింగ్ ఫర్ ద టీచర్ నౌ ఐ వాంట్ టెల్ యూ లెర్నింగ్ అవుట్కమ్స్లో ఇన్ లెర్నింగ్ అవుట్కమ్స్ 2-3 small components are there. It's a structured process. Learning outcome is through a structured process. You know what is that? ఒక పల్లెటూరు ఉన్నాడు, విలేజర్ ఉన్నాడు, వాడు తీసుకొచ్చి మనం సడన్ గా అమెరికన్ బుక్స్ లో ఉన్నట్టు లెట్ us take a bingy jump అని ఒక గమకం మనం పదం వాడామనుకోండి, వాడికి ఉయ్యాలంటే తెలుసు, బాయ్ అంటే తెలుసు, బింగి జంప్ అంటే ఏమవుతుంది వాడికి. సో when a teacher starts something in a class, she should understand the lowest level of understanding so that he or she can start from that context. The first part of a good teacher for a good learning outcome is connect with the context. Connect with the context. What is the context of this boy? He's from a rural village. Mother, father, they are agriculture laborers. Now what is that he can understand? So start from there. So you must try to see that where he is. Suppose, see, like ASER, I don't know whether some of you know this, ASER, Annual Status on Education Report. Sad story about this education system in the country. Sad story, ASER reports, every year they deliver a report. Sad story. The reason is, like, I am very sorry to say, I am what I am. I am from a very small background. I am from a slum, you can say that. I am what I am only because of my teachers. I will tell a story also, how my teacher told me. So for the teacher, the thing is, connect with the context. Context is basically which background the student has come from. Can I connect with that? Then stop. Next point is sequence. Sequence. Such a great concept I am telling you. You cannot repeat, you cannot jump from step 1 to step 2. Suppose I write some equation like quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and then straight away I write these are the roots. What is so great about that? I don't know, some of you who are not good in maths, please excuse me for giving such an example. But let me tell you, it is a sequence that makes, because some intelligent boy or girl can pick up the next step from the first step. But majority of them may, because I am a poor learner, let me tell you. I might have put myself in IPS 136, DG, whatnot, but I am a poor learner. Poor learner means, such a poor learner, please don't follow me. In my 5 years of engineering in Andhra University, never I heard a single lecture from my teacher. Because I have a problem. Slow learner, number 1. Number 2, if I don't understand something, immediately I switch off from the lecture. I am sorry, I cannot understand further. Such a weakness I have got. But at the same time, the truth is simple. If Samba understands something, the other man is out. Very difficult for someone to beat my level of understanding. I go through very minutely. That's the reason why when I asked Manurama, why it is easy to reproduce, but let me tell you, toughest in the whole world to understand that law. Toughest. Why it is toughest? I will tell some of them. So coming back, learning outcomes. First is teacher should connect with the context. Second thing is sequencing. Sequencing. What sequence? Step by step, step by step, step by step. Then third part is Steve Jobs said, the greatest man in the world is the best storyteller. Best storyteller. Now, some of you biology, botany people are here. Yeah, say some. Again, one of BPC.
Yes, sir.
BPC, okay, I could understand. Have you heard hippocampus? Huh? Have you heard hippocampus? Do you know what is hippocampus? Hippocampus is a part of your brain. Hippocampus, it's like campus. Hippo, H-I-P-P-O. Hippocampus is part of your brain, which is primarily responsible for storytelling. It connects the dots. It connects the dots. Okay, fair. Now, what happens? I am the teacher, I am explaining a concept to you. Connect with you guys where you can. Then sequencing it. Then what happened? Put it in a story form. Deliver the lecture in a story format. Then what happens? No way the boy or the girl can forget it. Let me tell you. One real life example I am going to tell you. I was in 7th class, B section in Ongo, PVR Municipal High School. The teacher's name was Ramakrishna Rao. In the afternoon, we were all very, sleepy, noisy, whatever it is. In my younger days, I was a very nasty guy, make a lot of noise in the class and all that. So he asked us a question. Right? మన దేశం రియల్ లైఫ్ స్టోరీ అంటే మన దేశం పడమర నుంచి తూర్పుకి వంగి ఉందని ఎలా చెప్పగలరా అని అడిగాడు. మన దేశం పడమర నుంచి తూర్పుకి వంగి ఉంది అంటే మరి కొంచెం ఇంకా తెలుగులో మాట్లాడితే మన దేశ నైసర్గిక స్వరూపం పడమర నుంచి తూర్పుకి వంగి ఉందని ఎలా చెప్పగలరా అన్నాడు. ఎవరు ఆ రోజుల్లో ఎవరు చెప్పరా? నోబడీ ఆన్సర్. There used to be a beautiful girl called Savitri. ఆ అమ్మాయిని చెప్పాడు, అమ్మాయి నువ్వు చెప్పమ్మా అన్నాడు. ఆ అమ్మాయి కూడా చెప్పలా. దెన్ ఆయన ఎలా సీక్వెన్సింగ్ ఎలా స్టోరీ ఫామ్ అని చెప్పాడు చెప్తా, ఉదాహరణ చెప్తున్నాను. అమ్మా సావిత్రి, మన ఇల్లు ఒక పక్క ఎత్తు ఇంకో పక్క పల్లం ఉందంటే మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే అమ్మాయి వెంటనే పాపం కష్టపడుతుంది కాబట్టి సార్ ఒక బిందె నీళ్ళు పోస్తే సరిపోతుంది సార్. వెరీ గుడ్. చూసావా, మన ఇల్లు ఒక పక్కన ఎత్తు ఒక పక్కన పల్లం ఉందంటే ఒక బిందె నీళ్లు పోస్తే సరిపోతుంది అమ్మాయి చెప్పింది కదా. మరి అలా అయితే మన దేశం పడమర నుంచి తూర్పుకి ఉందని చెప్పడానికి ఎన్ని బిందెల నీళ్లు పోయాలా అని అడిగాడు. ఎవ్వరు మళ్ళా అందరూ బుద్ధుల్లాగా ఉంటున్నారని ఎవరు చెప్పాలా. అప్పుడు ఆయన ఏమన్నాడు, అరే అన్ని బిందెల నీళ్లు భగవంతుడు నదుల రూపంలో పోసాడా. మన నదులన్నీ పడమర నుంచి తూర్పుకు ప్రవేశిస్తున్నాయి కాబట్టి మన నైసర్గిక స్వరూపం భూగోళం మన వైపు మన ఇండియాలో పడమర నుంచి తూర్పుకి వంగి ఉందని సమాధానం చెప్పాడు. అన్ని నీళ్లు మనం పోయలేం కాబట్టి భగవంతుడు నదుల రూపంలో నీళ్లు పోసాడు. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద రివర్స్ ఎక్సెప్ట్ నర్మదా అండ్ తప్తి, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద రివర్స్ ఫ్లో ఫ్రమ్ వెస్ట్ టు ఈస్ట్. దట్స్ వై వి సే వెస్ట్ సైడ్ ఈజ్ నైసర్గిక స్వరూపం ఎత్తులో ఉంది, తూర్పును పల్లంగా ఉన్నది. దిస్ వాస్ 7th B. Samba Siva was a student there. And mark my next sentence. I was appearing for civil service examination, general studies, 1983 exam. There was a 2 marks question. How can you say the landscape of India is inclined from west to east? 2 marks question in UPSC general studies, 1983. I was I was not finding it tough. I just wrote the answer saying there was flow from this. I came out. Most of my colleagues, Mr. Rao, what did you write? I said, sir, this is the reverse line from west to east. We didn't get the idea. When did you read this? We were all making combined studies. It's not a combined study result. My teacher in 7th class told me this. They were not able to believe. A teacher can make huge difference. a teacher can make huge difference, let me tell you. That's the reason why మనం వాళ్ళ భగవంతుని తర్వాత భగవంతులాగా మనం వాళ్ళకి అర్థం కాకపోయినట్టు చెప్పినా I think not worry at all. So I said context, sequencing and story format. Structure, deliver it in a story format. Okay? This is what I mean by learning outcomes. That's all from my side about the learning outcomes. Now, Director General sir asked me a couple of things like, how leaders are made. The second part I am telling, how leaders are made, what are the management principles you can apply and all that. Let me tell you. I want the whole world to be as simple as possible. As simple as possible. Unfortunately, the pundits means I'm not talking about a caste or whatever it is. The learned people, the great professors and others, they made the world complicated and complex. Like you walk, your car, you drive the car, spacecraft goes up. All these things, everything about motion, Newton said only 3 or 4 sentences. That's all one first class, second class, third class. Same is the case here. In management also, there are hazard number of books are there, especially economics and all these humanities. I am not against those subjects, let me tell you. Why such a large, huge volumes? Can't you make the principles simple and common? Because they are not exact sciences. I am very sorry to say. I stand corrected. Coming back to what Sir had asked. Leaders are not born out of the context. If you are a forest like that, you don't interact with anybody, no way you can become a leader. One small example I will tell you. I was Commissioner of Police here. Somehow, we had to make an encounter in the city. It occurred. Bosses did not like. They said, Mr. Rao, please don't discuss it outside. Suspend those inspector and the SI who did that. It was on my orders. I told sir, I will not do it. So much of pressure on me. The inspector and the SI, they understood. Commissioner of Police himself, being a director to IPS officer, he is finding it so tough. They came and requested me, sir, suspend us. What is there after a week? You can always reinstate and then give us some good posts. You know what I said? If I have to suspend you, I will resign from IPS and I will suspend. Stay put with your subordinates when they obeyed your orders. If there is a problem, if you leave your subordinates, finished, gone. The moment you are dead, as good as you are dead. So I withstood the pressure. I am not saying this is a leadership quality or whatever it is. But I am saying a small example I was giving it to you. This is what happened. The second thing, I was Director General of Police. Chandrababu Naidu was Chief Minister. He called me to his camp office one day. Maybe I meet him regularly, maybe once a couple of days. He asked me, Samba sir, 5 inch pressure on the 5 inch and చూపెట్టాడు అంటే నాకు తెలిసి వాళ్ళ ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ అన్నారు. ఒక ఎస్ఐ పోస్ట్ మనం ఇవాళ రిక్రూట్మెంట్ జరుగుతుంది కదా. నేను చెప్పాను, సార్, the toughest possible thing for me is to recruit an SI in the wrong way. There is a structured process. If you want, I can give 1 lakh rupees per month as long as I am released from my funds. But I cannot give. I cannot give appointment to the wrong person as service. You know what he said? I said, apply to this answer, let's not do that mistake. Stay back, don't, just because somebody said, let's do this, stick to the right thing. Stick to the right thing. If not today, tomorrow, you will be rewarded. What is there? Immediate gratification కావాలనేటువంటి పరిస్థితి పెట్టుకోవాలి. Okay? There are 2 examples I said, small things from my side. Right. Now, it's not monologue. I want you to put some questions. It's an interactive session. Based on what I said so far, what is your, I don't take feedback. What's your opinion? What, if you have some doubts, please shoot the questions. You have no questions? All okay? No, I am finding it a little surprise. You don't have any questions?
Can I ask?
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, we have a.
Yeah, first one, please. Yeah, even see, people don't ask questions for two reasons. Listen. People don't ask questions for two reasons. I was in IIT Kanpur. Yogesh Jaluria was our assistant professor who was teaching thermal sciences. You believe me or not, sir, it's a fact. Really, I wanted to ask him a question. Somehow, with a lot of difficulty, I could frame the question. Went to the institution, but did not have a courage to put that question in English format, and I came back to Hall 5 H210, my room. That was the sad state of affairs. The reason is either you feel shy or fear of ridicule. ఇంత చెత్త ప్రశ్న ఏంటి వేసాడు అనుకుంటారేమోనని కారణం చెప్పండి చెప్తా. మీరు చెప్పండి అమ్మా.
Who has a question and he's feeling shy as you said.
Yes, please come. That's what I'm saying. చూడు తెలుగులో అడగచ్చు. If I am the institution head, listen, this is for the faculty as well as students. Those who could make the stupid question I will reward, because that sets the stage for the context. అంటే ఇది కూడా అర్థం కాలేదని మనం అడిగి నవ్వే బదులు ఇది అర్థం కాలేదు కాబట్టి నేను ఎక్కడి నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేయాలని టీచర్కి అదొక ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఇద్దాం. ప్లీజ్ ఆస్క్.
So there's a need to, because I want to know
తెలుగులో
hierarchy, sir. State పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఒక హైరార్కీ కంప్లీట్ గా ఎలా ఉంటుంది అండ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఐపీఎస్ టు అలాంటి పోస్టింగ్ కి వెళ్తారు అండ్ నార్మల్ స్టేట్ రిక్రూట్మెంట్ ద్వారా అలాంటి పోస్టింగ్ కి వెళ్తారు ఎలా ప్రమోషన్స్ ఉంటాయి ఎక్కడ నుంచి ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి.
యూ వాంట్ టు సే ద పోలీస్ స్ట్రక్చర్ కావాలి అంతేనా? అది పెద్ద కష్టం కాదు. కూర్చోండి. నౌ ఇఫ్ ఐ మిస్ ఇట్ రిమైండ్ మీ అగైన్. మనోరమ, there is a question for you. కూర్చోండి. There was a lot of research on motion before Newton. Aristotle said something. You know what Aristotle said? You might find stupid now. అరే ఒక చిన్న తీసుకో ఇది సాలిడ్ మెటీరియల్ కాబట్టి వదిలేస్తే కింద పడుతుంది. ఎందుకు పడుతుంది? భూమి కూడా సాలిడ్ మెటీరియల్ కాబట్టి. Based on the nature of the things, they move. A solid object will reach the solid earth. Take a cigarette puff, గాలి కాబట్టి గాలి వెళ్తుంది. Now look at that girl. Faculty na మీరు? Student? ఎంత స్టూపిడ్ గా ఉందంటే solid objects fall to the earth, solid earth. Cigarette smoke, it belongs to air, na? It goes to air. Then what happens to a small feather? It is a mix of solid as well as air. That's why it comes slowly to the ground. Idiots believed, I'm sorry, it's not. Believed him for 2000 years. How many years? We have ever response, there is no response to it. Believed it for 2000 years. You know why? Challenging Aristotle is like challenging the authority. Okay? In science there is a beautiful statement. Appeal to authority has no value in science. Appeal to reason, evidence. Okay? Now what happened? In some of the good physics books, they write the wrong question and the right question. The wrong question is, why things move? 99% of the people here will answer wrongly. Why things move? That's a wrong question. So, then what is the right question? What cause changes the motion? Is the right question. You know how many years it took? Again I said 2000 years it took for them to move from wrong question to right question. So don't feel shy. Even if your question is utterly stupid, don't feel shy. పెద్ద వాళ్ళే మునిగారు మనం అయితే 40 నిమిషాల క్లాసులో అర్థం కాదు మనం ఏదో మనం ఫీల్ అయ్యి అది ఎందుకు చెప్తానంటే ఐఎమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు గివ్ యూ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ దట్ నెవర్ ఎవర్ ఫీల్ షై కీప్ ఆస్కింగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్. ఓకే యూ గాట్ ఇట్. ఐ చెప్తాను సార్ మీది సంథింగ్.
So I was just asking, fine, learning outcomes we normally have when we write the complete course handout or course curriculum, we normally ask the faculty members to write the learning outcomes of the each and every session. If I'm taking a particular session, what is the session learning outcome, so on and so forth. Having done that, now how do we measure whether the students have really achieved this learning outcomes or not? So what kind of rubrics can be designed so that the faculty members can measure and come out with a plan of action that those who have not met learning outcomes, how do we make them learn, achieve that outcome?
Let me reproduce a question. You have a system now. The teachers, end of the session, they report the learning outcome. Is it a measurable one or just qualitative?
No, this has to be measured.
It has to be measured. Are you doing it now, sir?
Currently we have started. Recently?
Currently you have started.
Recent.
Right, sir.
Very
Fair enough.
recent.
Last time I took to Teja and others, there is a small tool. Which you can always use it for secondary schools or whatever it is. It's useful for any college for that matter. If I am the teacher, take for example, if I am the teacher, I explain the concepts today. So this is the concept, this is the concept, this is an application of this concept, whatever it is. Then it is just through the questions. It is just through the questions. Same concept, frame a question and ask the student. If some out of 40, if 30 could answer and 10 could not answer, whatever it is. Now what happens? Let me tell you, very very important question, sir. Beautiful point. It's more for the faculty members as well as faculty members more so. What happens is 40 are there, 30 could understand, 10 could not understand. Then go to the second institution, say for example, group of institutions like Alvadas. There also 35, 5 could not understand. Fair enough, sir. There is another question out of 10 questions, ma'am. Out of 10 questions, there is one question where only one fellow could understand, 39 could not understand. Say for example, if a particular concept is not understood by 80 or 90% of the students, what does it mean? No concept is tough. Let me tell you, no concept in the world is tough, including Einstein's general theory of relativity. Let me tell you. I am telling you, the concept is made tough. The concept is made tough. Who? By the teacher or whatever. I am sorry, I am repeating it. The point is, what I said, there is something called remediation bucket in the one which I showed on the left. Remediation bucket. In that, the concept which could not be understood by more than 80 to 90% of the students, the concept which could not be understood by 80 to 90% of the students, it should be revisited by the faculty. Revisited means restructure, reframe the story, resequence, everything redo it. So what happens is we were suggesting release a patch, a video patch. Who can do it? Suppose, like for example, girl said, third up is easy. You know what happened? New York Times, most of you must have heard the newspaper. New York Times, there is a science column in that. The New York Times wrote, There was a scientist called Robert H. Goddard. Robert H. Goddard. Have you heard his name? Who is he, ma'am?
Is a technologist?
No, scientist name I said, ma'am. Who is he? He's a rocket scientist. He's a rocket scientist. Then you know what happened? The newspaper wrote as recently, before the rockets were launched, 1920s or something like that. How many years after third law was pronounced by Newton? 230 years after the law was made explicit to everybody. The New York Times wrote an article. What Robert Goddard said, you know? He said, we can send the rockets into the space. And what mistake? We can send the rockets into the space and chapter. We will rasa New York Times or do. What kind of professor appadike? Some Clarkson University professor. We Buddhula, we professor ata, we physics professor ata, racket by professor. 7th క్లాస్ పిల్లలకు నాలెడ్జ్ కూడా వీడికి లేకపోతే భగవంతుడే పిల్లల్ని రక్షించాలని చెప్పి వీడి మీద ఒక పెద్ద ఆర్టికల్ రాశారు. న్యూయార్క్ టైమ్స్, వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫేమస్ న్యూస్ పేపర్స్, న్యూయార్క్ టైమ్స్. ఎందుకు అన్నారు తెలుసా? మనోరమ చెప్పగలవా ఎందుకు రాశారు తెలుసా? వాట్ అడిగిన క్వశ్చన్ ఒకటే న్యూస్ పేపర్లో, వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ ద స్పేస్ టు పుష్ అగెనెస్ట్? నువ్వు దేన్నో పుష్ చేస్తేనే కదా నిన్ను కూడా పుష్ చేసేది, అంతేనా కదా? యూ పుష్ సంథింగ్ దెన్ ఇట్ పుషెస్ యూ. దట్స్ వాట్. What is there in the space to push against? And ఎట్లా పైపోతుందండి అని అడిగిన క్వశ్చన్. Anyone who can answer this?
Newton's first law.
Gravity?
Newton's first law.
There is no gravity, sir. There is no gravity. In space there is no gravity.
Newton's first law.
Huh?
Newton's first law.
No. What is there to push against in the space? అసలు ఏమి లేకపోతే దేని పుష్ చేస్తాం?
Force.
Huh?
Force from the engine.
Huh?
Force from the engine. Force.
Sir.
No, anyway, whatever it is. Now what happens is, after 236 years, whatever, he proved that things can move in the space. He proved. It can push its own gases out. It can push its own gases out. Gases, atmosphere, gas దీన్ని పెంచుతుంది అంతే. That's all. So ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఎంతకాలం అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి 236 సంవత్సరాలు, 236 years. After Newton's third law was made out. So what happens is, why it is made of? It's not the law that is tough. The persons who are explaining it, the people who are trying to learn it, they unfortunately, this is the reason why very tough concept is there. I am giving an important suggestion to you. Any tough concept, sir, ఈ economics లో ఇది అర్థం చేసుకోవట్లేదు, ఈ ఫైనాన్షియల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ లో ఇది, ఈ డిజిటల్ మార్కెటింగ్ ఇది అన్నప్పుడు, let there be a visual patch, let there be a video patch, put it there. Then what happens? If not today, that's so much. See, the point is simple. Knowledge gaani, content gaani, prapanchamlo koravaledu. What is required is correct ga cheppi enta artificial intelligence vachina em vachina nobody can replace a teacher. Repeat, nobody can replace a teacher. So andukane em chestunante, coming back, ఎవరైతే ఈ క్లాస్లో కూడా టీజీడీఎం క్లాస్ కానీ ఇంకో చోట కానీ ఏదైతే టాపిక్స్ కొన్ని కష్టంగా ఉన్నాయి అనిపిస్తున్నారో, మేనేజ్మెంట్ షుడ్ థింక్ ఆఫ్ డిజైనింగ్ వీడియో ప్యాచెస్ అండ్ రిలీజ్. యూ కెన్ రిలీజ్ టు దేర్ సెల్ ఫోన్స్, యూ కెన్ పుట్ ఇట్ దేర్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఇస్. అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ ది రాకెట్స్ వర్ ఫౌండ్ గోయింగ్ ఇన్ ద స్పేస్, న్యూయార్క్ టైమ్స్ ఒక ఎడిటోరియల్ రాశారు, టైమ్స్ రిగ్రెట్ ది ఎర్రర్. ఎందుకని వాడిని స్టూపిడ్ అని రాశారు కదా అంతకుముందు, భయంకరంగా తిట్టారు కదా. టైమ్స్ రిగ్రెట్ ది ఎర్రర్. ఎవ్రీ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఫిజిక్స్ బుక్ లో ఈ స్టోరీ రాస్తూ ఉంటారు. అండ్ నాసా వెళ్తే ఎవరైనా, ఐ విష్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ యూ షుడ్ గో, దేర్ ఇస్ ఎ సెంటర్ కాల్డ్ Goddard Space Center, Robert H. Goddard Space Center. Now basically, to honor that guy who made NASA is basically to the space. So that's what I'm saying. It is not third law stuff. None of us teach. Even I am telling you honestly, I took physics as my optional subject, but till I am going through this recently, nobody told me, no teacher told me, a single force cannot exist. A single force cannot exist Forces always appear in pairs. Forces always appear in pairs. If there is one force, if I say something, he is utterly stupid. He is not a teacher. In police language, he is a criminal. So the point is to start there. That's what Newton said. That's what he said. Forces always occur in pairs. So if there is a action, there is a reaction. So it's a must. It's a must. So it is up to the teacher to make the concept clear. So coming back, I want to tell last point from my side. Those concepts which are tough, identify. The job of the good teacher is also which concept the students, a set of students, they are not able to understand better. Release a patch. Because I can say something better, but he is the best perhaps in his own right, in the topic of his choice. So what happens? The best teacher identified, ask him to give a video, the release. It applies to secondary school, it applies to elementary school, it applies to PhD, it applies to even rocket scientists in NASA, whatever it is. So this all from my side. Nothing else. Yeah. Now, maybe last point from my side. I don't take more time and talk more about this. How many of you are in the habit of reading books? Just raise your hand. The professor is there. What about students? How many of you are in the habit of reading books? It's surprising. Absolutely surprising. I can't believe that you don't read books. This is not the first time I am getting this kind of answer. It's a sad part, tragedy and relief. Why you are not reading books, please tell me. Answer చెప్పకపోతే నాకు కూడా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉండదు. Why you are not reading books? అంటే టీచర్ నోట్స్ ఇస్తారు, ఆ నోట్స్ చదువుకుంటే క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్ ఫార్మాట్ లో ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి చదువు అంతేనా?
Whatever concepts are there in notes, we are getting it in YouTube and all.
No, very good. పైకి చెప్పు.
So whatever concepts are there in books that we are getting access easily from YouTube and Google.
Fair enough. That means, do you think books are irrelevant?
No sir, they are important, but we are getting easy access.
No.
And we can understand it easily.
Can you? That's what I'm saying. You boy, you gentleman. Can you put one question or topic which you could not understand in economics to him? మీరు ఎకనామిక్స్ లో ఏదైనా అర్థం కాని టాపిక్ ని క్వశ్చన్ ఫార్మాట్ లో అతనికి చెప్పగలరా? ఏ టాపిక్ మీకు అర్థం కాలేదు? So point is simple. Though you said YouTube, because you are glued to the cell phone. The whole problem is that you are glued to the cell phone. The point is, once in a while, at least when the library is there, or you must be, if you cannot afford, it's a difference. Otherwise, ఏ బదాముల పైన బుక్స్ దొరుకుతున్నాయండి, చక్కగా రెలవెంట్ బుక్ తీసుకొని చదువుకుంటే పోతే ఎంత హాయిగా ఉంటుందండి. యూట్యూబ్లో దొరుకుతుంది అంటే వాళ్ళ యూట్యూబ్లో దొరికింది మీకు 100 మీరు అన్ని సబ్జెక్ట్ 100 వస్తుందా మీకు?
No sir, I am telling that we can understand the concept clearly.
Correct, right?
So majorly we are using that platforms.
No, again,
obviously we read books, but obviously we read books.
Are you reading? Are you reading?
Yes sir. I mean we read books.
Tell me one subject and other.
Author.
Yeah. Tell me one subject and other. One subject, one textbook, and the other. If I am the teacher, I don't teach. రావడంతోనే ఎకనామిక్స్ ఈ 6 చాప్టర్లు 7 చాప్టర్లు ఉన్నాయి. The best book for this is simple. Have you heard John Maynard Keynes? How many of you heard John Maynard Keynes? Oh, one. Only one? Please come. Who is Keynes? Please come. Interesting. Very good. One girl. What about others? You haven't heard John Maynard Keynes? Tell me, Nana.
Concept of modern
Excellent. Father of modern economics. Okay, good. Good. Anyway, I am not an economics guy. Let me try. Anyway, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please go. ఎందుకు చెప్తానంటే ఇందులో చెప్పాను కదా మీ క్లాస్లో టీచర్ చెప్పేది 40-45 మినిట్స్ చెప్తారు. యూట్యూబ్ ఇస్ పర్మనెంట్ ఇది ఉంది. కానీ యూట్యూబ్ ఎంత చెప్పినా ఏం చెప్పినా టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ ఇస్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్. ఇట్స్ లైక్ నెక్స్ట్ టు మదర్, నెక్స్ట్ టు ద టీచర్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్. ప్లీజ్ గో టు దిస్ అడ్వైస్ ఫ్రమ్ మై సైడ్. Please go to the textbooks. You just at least have something, no? Keep flipping because దేశమంతా ప్రపంచం చెప్పాను కదా దీనికి గ్లూ అయిపోయింది. If you have understood so much of, if you can understand so much from the YouTube, nothing like that. I totally appreciate. Concepts explain చేస్తారు, అన్ని చేస్తారు, బాగా ఉంటుంది. వాడు వచ్చిన ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడుతుంటాడు, ప్లస్ స్టైలిష్ ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడుతుంటాడు, మనకు సగం అర్థం అందరూ. So that's the best thing. Okay. Any questions? Otherwise we will close the session.
Sir, here I need to intervene about this YouTube thing. I have
Please, sir.
See, about the digital media, my experience is quite often it is a misleading information. I have experienced it. I will give an example. A simple, interesting example. I was teaching in Hyderabad in one of the institution. I teach supply chain management. And the famous Dabbawala case, Mumbai Dabbawala case, is a famous case throughout the world. Even Harvard also teaches that. And when I was taking this case, one of the students said, when I was interacting with them, he said, in Mumbai, the Dabbawalas take dabbas on motorbikes. And I said, what is the source of information? Wikipedia and some YouTube. Please understand, in Mumbai, there is no place to park even mobile bikes. How can a dabbawala travel on a motorbike, park it on a railway station and distribute dabbas? Because I am from Bombay, I could tell that is wrong. Had there been some faculty who has never gone to Mumbai, he would teach the wrong thing. That in Mumbai, dabbas are distributed from home to home on a motorbike. No motorbikes are ever used by dabbawalas. They travel by cycle only and local trains. They always carry dabbas on local trains, not on motorbikes. There is a space. If you ever go to Mumbai and go on to suburban station, you will be pushed. You can't even walk comfortably. Please understand that. Where is the place to park motorbikes? There is about 10 dabbawalas and 10 motorbikes. There is no space to park near the railway station. What I am trying to say is, don't go blindly believe in Wikipedia's YouTube videos unless it is a scholarly article written by some research scholar who has visited the place and written that. It's a classical case of Mumbai Dabbawala which is wrongly interpreted by somebody on a YouTube who has perhaps never visited Mumbai and writing theoretical. Please understand that. I hope it is clear.
That's good. That's good, sir. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, please.
Sir, I have a quick question.
Please.
My name is Varalakshmi and I am a faculty here. Coming to the concept of remediation, which we are talking about in the previous example. Like suppose we have in the class just 2 or 3 students who understood the concept and the rest of them are not able to understand. Can we make it peer remediation? Peers.
Peer remediation.
Yes, peer remediation.
Yes.
And make these 3 or 2 students who understood the concept as the content creators. And then make them create a small video. And can we go ahead and let them know, allow them to teach others.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. There is no doubt about what you said. Either you do it, either you redo it. Redo it. Remediation itself, there is a re. Either you redo it or peace. Nothing wrong. Peace advantage with peace is teacher is always a teacher at a distance. Advantage with the peace is మాట్లాడుకుంటారు ఏరా బాగుందా నీకు అర్థమైందా అల్లమే పెద్ద మగోళ్ళ మాట్లాడుతున్నాను మాకు తెలియదు.
That is what I hear. Like whenever these 2 students understand, the others make fun of them.
Not all that. No, see, fun. I also make fun. morning to evening, tennis court to night sleep or with friends. I make a lot of fun, crack a lot of jokes. But when it's coming to learning part, be serious. See, your concept are totally. See, it's like what happens? If you start teaching, because you are a faculty member here, if you start teaching in abstract fashion, okay, today let us think of the Keynesian theory. If you start the subject absolutely like that, students may not really find anything interesting. But if you start with a story, hey friends, ఇవాళ ఏం జరిగింది తెలుసా? పొద్దున నేను మా ఇంటి నుంచి వస్తుంటే ఎదురుగా కుక్క ఎదురుపడిందా, ఆ తర్వాత ఏమైందో తెలుసా అని అనుకోండి. వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ఏ స్టోరీ ఫార్మాట్. అంటే నేను ఏంది సబ్జెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేయాల, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ఏ స్టోరీ ఫార్మాట్. యు నో వాట్ ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్? ఇట్ షిఫ్ట్స్ ద గేజ్. It shifts the gaze. That is exactly. You are not blaming. You teaching the students in one part, peer discussing in another part. It shifts the gaze. So what you said is absolutely, I endorse it. It's a fantastic concept. The point is, the reason why I am telling you are better placed in sequencing the concept. No concept is tough. Please understand this. Please understand this. No
Yes,
concept is tough. Either you can do it or put it through the pace.
Yes, sir. Like coming to the patch up, like you said, we need to patch with the.
Patch is one of the things. Patch is one of the things.
Yeah, one of the things where we need to depend on bites, video bites, or some kind of stories where others can find interesting.
Yeah.
So, can we make use of this peer group?
Why not? Why not? See, between 2 points. Hey, gentlemen, between 2 points in space, how many lines are there? How many lines can be drawn?
One.
Between
Infinite.
Huh?
Infinite.
Very good. You are math from? Math?
Math background.
Math background. Yes. Why one? It's sad that none of you could answer this. Between 2 points, how many lines can be drawn? Huh? Infinite. For a learning outcome, infinite ways are there. One of the methods you said is peer learning. Through peer learning. Totally agreed. I totally appreciate. You please take the initiative.
Definitely, sir.
You pick whatever assistance. Let me tell you.
Yes, sir. You said you have this remediation tool. Is that going to be helpful for us?
100% is helpful. 100% is helpful. You want, I can even talk to the guys. I am a senior advisor to education company VXL. If you want, I can see that they come and demo here. What happens is, interesting teachers like to simple. Because these guys are all digital boys. The moment you complete your 45 minutes lecture or something like that, you release a batch of questions. It answers your question also, sir. You release a batch of questions, predetermined. You can choose this question, this question, this question, and all that. You are also part of the question bank creation. Release. Then what happens there? The system itself captures how many have answered question 1, how many could not do it, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. The question which most of the guys could not understand, I use the word patch, video patch. Here, it's the video patch through those 2 guys who understood. Let them come. Let him be a teacher for the time being. Then what happens? వీళ్ళందరూ చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉంటాడు. వీడు ఏదో పెద్ద పొడుగానే అర్థం చెప్తాను కదా, ఏం చెప్తాం చూద్దామని వాళ్ళు చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉంటుంది.
That's what in the flipped classroom we do find it difficult making the students understand or taking the lesson taken up by their peer very seriously. You know what is I'm talking about, sir?
అంటే మీరు చెప్తే సీరియస్ గా తీసుకోవడనే.
Flipped classroom, and they take it they make fun of the other, not here in this IIAM institution, but generally.
No, because మీరు చెప్పారు కదా, the learner shifts the gaze. స్టూడెంట్ ఆ ఫ్రెండ్ అనేటప్పటికి ఏంటి, పర్లేదు మనోడే కదా అని చెప్పిన వాడిని కొంచెం లైట్గా తీసుకుంటాడు. బట్ ఎనీవే, యాజ్ ఐ సెడ్ టు రీచ్ ది లెర్నింగ్ అవుట్కమ్ ఏ మెథడ్ అడాప్ట్ చేస్తాను అల్టిమేట్లీ మై స్టూడెంట్స్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ 50 if these boys, the last boy, and leave one kind tragedy. Let me tell you the truth. Please understand. If one gentleman cannot even frame the question, What's wrong? I would not leave, if I am the guy here concerned, I would say, if you don't frame the question, no way I will leave you from the classroom. No way I will leave you from the classroom straight. What's that? అంటే క్వశ్చన్ కూడా ఫ్రేమ్ చేయలేవా? రైట్, ఇప్పుడు బోర్డు మీద రాస్తారు, అలాంటి టాపిక్ అని రాస్తారు, ఏదో సమ్ చాప్ వాట్ మోడర్న్ ఎకనామిక్స్ లేకపోతే ఎకనామిక్స్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద చాప్టర్ మ్యాన్ somebody can help me, I am not economics guy. One chapter, demand supply, am I right? Demand supply. Okay, demand supply లో ఏ ఒక్క క్వశ్చన్ కూడా ఫ్రేమ్ చేయలేకపోతే, if you can't frame the question, that's a tragedy, gentleman, friend, I am telling you. ఏమవుతుందా అయితే ఇద్దరు ముగ్గురు నవ్వుతారు అంతే కదా. నీకు అల్టిమేట్గా ఏంది, ఇఫ్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్, హూ ఇస్ ద బెనిఫిషరీ? ఎస్, యు ఆర్ ద బెనిఫిషరీ. సో టీచర్స్ చెప్తారు, వాళ్ళు అర్థం కాకపోతే వాళ్ళని అడగాల్సిన ధర్మం మంది, ఆపి అడగాల్సిన ధర్మం మంది, 10 సార్లు క్వశ్చన్ చేయొచ్చు, అన్నీ చేయొచ్చు. కానీ ప్రైమరీ హార్డ్ వర్క్ షుడ్ బి ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ సైడ్. మీరు ఇలా చూసుకుంటే నడిచే పని కాదు అది. మీరు ఇలాను వాట్సాప్లో చాట్ చేసుకుంటే నడిచే కాదు. సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ వరల్డ్ ఈస్ దేర్. మీరు పైకి పోవాలని మీకు ఆ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉండాలి. కానీ ఏ వదలబ్బా, మనం ఏదో అడ్మిషన్ వచ్చింది, మనం 2 సంవత్సరాలు కంప్లీట్ చేసిపోదాం అంటే కుదరదు. It's not the right thing. Thanks, ma'am. That's
one last question.
Please.
With your permission. Coming to the ethics part. Ethics.
Okay.
When using the peers as the facilitators.
Yeah.
How ethical it is to make use of the students as a instructor?
Nothing wrong. Who said it's wrong?
No, I'm not saying it is wrong. How ethical on part of
No way.
Faculty? See, they think that the faculty is lazy enough and they are choosing the student to do the work.
No.
To do the job of the faculty.
No.
The best way of learning is start teaching. That is the best way of learning. If you are scared of using students, it's not a right thing. Students can be and should be used. Suppose somebody has understood the concept, as Sir has said, let the guy, him or her, start telling this to peers. The same thing with peer learning. I mean, there's nothing wrong about it.
Madam.
Ethics part?
No, it's quite ethical. There's nothing wrong with
No.
it.
Please switch it off from your mind. Ethics asal tappe kaadu. There is nothing wrong in that. There is nothing wrong. Inkoti telsa memu, you are, as sir said, you are helping them to grow bigger, better. Because see, what let me tell you, in explaining a concept, you know who is getting enriched?
Students.
No, teacher.
The teacher.
So the boy also, you know why? The moment I say something, when I said forces always exist in space అని చెప్పానా? అదేంటి సార్, ఏంటి మీరు కథ చెప్తారండి? ఫోర్సెస్ ఆల్వేస్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ స్పేస్ అంటే ఏంటి సార్, 2 ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి సార్ అని అడిగిన వాడే మగాడు, అడిగిన వాడే కరెక్ట్ స్టూడెంట్. ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి సార్ ఫోర్స్? ఇప్పుడు నేను పోయాను, ఇట్లా తోసాను సార్ గోడని, నేను తోస్తున్నా కానీ గోడ ఎక్కడ నన్ను తోస్తుంది సార్ అని అడిగేవాడే కరెక్ట్ స్టూడెంట్. The question is, it may appear to be stupid, okay? But the fact is that forces always occur in space. That has, even I could not while writing this. The reason is evolution. Because there is a book, 13th edition, 14th edition, 15th edition. Can you make out why so many editions are there? Why one book is written once and then cannot be forgotten?
Because every time it changes.
Yes. Every time it changes. Excellent. That teacher you can make out. The reason is, even teaching can be like that. Today, I taught the concept like this. In the remediation bucket, 80% of people could not understand. Let me go back, read a better book, make the sequence different, start somewhere else, explain the intermediate steps. Sequencing are intermediate steps in our day. Okay? That is how that's the reason why best of the teachers. I totally appreciate it. Today, I took physics and keep reading physics even now only because of one teacher, Mr. Balakrishna. 7th or 8th class he taught us, 8th or 9th class he taught. Neither, I am not joking. One man. People ask me, I am from Andhra University, went to IIT Kanpur my MTech. People ask me, how could you take physics as your option? What's wrong with you? I said, it's not. I am not a physics student as such, but motivation by my teacher.
Thank you so much.
నిజం అందుకని మీ ఎథిక్స్ ఏం పట్టించుకోకండి. మీరు ఒకటే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, టీచింగ్లో వాడు అవతల పిల్లవాడు నేర్చుకోవాలి, అవతల అమ్మాయి నేర్చుకోవాలి. ఎన్ని మార్గాలు వెతికినా అది No, then you know what happens. You are the real agent of the God that changed the whole world. అది మీరు గర్వపడాలి. ఏమంటే నేను నా క్లాస్లో 150 మంది ఉంటే 50 మంది అర్థం చేసుకున్నారంటే అందరికన్నా ప్రైడ్ ఫీల్ అవ్వాల్సింది మీరే. You got a point?
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
If no questions are there, we'll pause. Please.
I have a question for you. Actually, I can observe. You have been posted as SP with the DGP. You have been followed certain things. You may have followed certain things.
Yeah.
Sir, మీరు కొన్ని పట్టించుకోవచ్చు జర్నీలో ఏది ఇంపార్టెంట్ సార్? సిన్సియారిటీయా సీనియారిటీయా? మీరు ఏది ఫాలో అయ్యారు?
అయ్యా బలవంతుడు ఈ రెండు పట్టుకో. సిన్సియారిటీ సీనియారిటీ ఆయన మేము పని చేశాను కానీ సిన్సియారిటీ ఇస్ రైట్ థింగ్. సీనియారిటీ ఎందుకండి? సీనియారిటీ ఏముంది? ఐ వాస్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ పోలీస్, DG was there. DG asked me, Mr. Rao, suspend these two fellows. I said, get lost. Stick to the rule of the law, the regulation, whatever it is. Antegani, see, now I did not answer that boy's question. I'll answer whatever it is. So, alarm ఏది పట్టుకోవాలి? సీనియారిటీ ఏముందండి? సీనియారిటీ ఏముంది? What is seniority? I said CM is there. He asked me to recruit one sub-inspector. You know what I said? Sir, it's not possible. Who is senior between us? CM, definitely. He could have said, Samba, get out. The inspector said, okay, Samba, thanks, no problem. Let's not do any mistake. The point is, have the courage to tell the truth. Kari, that doesn't mean that I did everything like that. See, Madhukana, Devana, Samba, the Mavada, transfer, and Balavar Sab చేశారు. నాకు చెప్పకుండా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తారా? బాగానే ఉంటుంది. అన్నీ చేయొచ్చు, నథింగ్ రాంగ్. ఓన్లీ థింగ్ ఇస్ you try to go as far as possible within the right frame. Okay? I hope you understood my question. Okay, fair. Now, gentlemen, you ask the question. Huh? Simple. If you are interested, I don't want to bore others, join IPS, get trained for 1 year in National Police Academy, and then horse riding అవన్నీ ఎక్కిస్తారు. మాకు మామూలుగా చిన్న బండి దిగటం కష్టం. హార్స్ ఎక్కితే ఏం చేస్తాను, నేను హార్స్ రైడింగ్లో ఫెయిల్ అయ్యాను. I failed in horse riding. What did I re-examination? Then first posting is Assistant Superintendent of Police. Then I was Bellapalli ASP, Hyderabad district. Then I was promoted. Then I am promoted and transferred. Nobody came to succeed me. 2 direct recruit officers, they refused to join. Enduko Bellapalli ante dreaded place. Morning 4 AM, my house was attacked by Naxalites. So, ever rather, tarvata kastapadi additional SP Nizambad, tarvata SP Medak, tarvata SP ga 10 years చేశాం. SP Medak, SP Rangareddy, SP Guntur, SP Mehboob 4 years. ఆ తర్వాత promoted as DIG Intelligence, DIG Hyderabad Range, then IG గా promoted, IG Rayalaseema Region, Vaisar was the CM, Vaisar Secretary. ఆయన తర్వాత Commissioner of Police, Visakhapatnam City. Then I was promoted here, I went to Director AP Police Academy, ఇప్పుడు TSPA అంటారు, తెలంగాణ State Police Academy. Then 3 years post లో I enjoyed my tenure like this. I used to teach law and order ఎలా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. అంటే చాలా సింపుల్. లా అండ్ ఆర్డర్ ఊర కష్టపడతారు కానీ లా అండ్ ఆర్డర్ మెయింటెనెన్స్ అంత ఈజీ ఏముండదు తెలుసు. దానికి వాళ్ళు చిట్కాలు చెప్పాడు, 2-3 చిట్కాలు చెప్పాడు. ఈయన ఎంత డైరెక్టర్ జనరల్ గారు, వీళ్ళు ఫ్యాకల్టీ మెంబర్స్ అందరు కూర్చొని రోడ్డు మీద కూర్చొని వాళ్ళు చెప్తా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉంటుంది. పోలీసు వాడు లాఠీ యూనిఫామ్ వేసుకొని వచ్చి వేస్తారో ఎవరైనా పడకూడదు. అందరు నేను పెద్ద 100,000 మంది రైతుల దగ్గరికి కరెంట్ లేదని నేషనల్ మీద కూర్చుంటే అందరిని వదిలేసిపోయాడు, సింపుల్ పోయాడు. ఏం లేదు, ఎంత ఉన్నాడో బాబు తప్పు, ఏది బాబు ఇక్కడ కూర్చున్నారు అని అనుకుంటున్నా. సార్ 2 గంటలు కూడా కరెంట్ రావట్లేదు సార్, పంటలు ఎట్ట పంపుతుంది సార్. నిజమా? 2 hours కూడా రావట్లేదా? ఎట్టపోతారా మీరు? ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ ఏంది ఇందులో? సింపథైజ్ విత్ దేర్ కాజ్. స్టెప్ ఏంటి? సింపథైజ్ విత్ దేర్ కాజ్. వాడు కొట్టుకుని వస్తాడా? ఏదో పని ఉండేనే వచ్చారు. సింపథైజ్ విత్ దేర్ కాజ్. 2 గంటలు రాత్రి ఎట్టనే ఏంటా ఇది, ఏం జరుగుతుంది ఇక్కడ, వాట్స్ హ్యాపెనింగ్? మా సార్ నిజంగా మీరు అర్థం చేసుకున్నట్టున్నాడు, నిజం సార్ యాక్చువల్ ఏమైంది సార్ అని వాడు డైలాగ్ దిగుతాడు. డైలాగ్ దిగినప్పుడు కాదు అంతా బాగానే ఉంది కానీ అంతా బాగా పాపం వెనకాల అంబులెన్స్లు ఉంటాయి, చాలామంది ఉన్నారు, బస్సులు ఉన్నాయి, లెటర్స్ గివ్ వే. బాగాలేదన్నా, మీరు చేసేది కరెక్టే, కానీ బాగాలేదు నీ పక్కన నో సార్ మేము కలెక్టర్ రావాల్సిందే కలెక్టర్ ఇక్కడ రావాల్సిందే. అరే కలెక్టర్ అంటే పెద్ద ఆయన అసలు మన అమ్మాయి సర్వే మీరు ఏమనుకోకపోతే నేను నా బండిలో ఒక 5-6 తీసుకుపోతే కలెక్టర్ గారి దగ్గరికి రండి మీరు ఇది అందరూ వెళ్దాం రండి అని అయితే ప్రాబ్లం ఏం తెలిసిన ఆ 1000 మందిలో 5-6 ఎవరు పోతారా దాని మీద అనుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. అదేనా ఆ లోపల వాళ్ళు కొట్టుకునే లోపల ఇవాళ వాళ్ళు ప్రోసెస్ వస్తుంది. తమ్ముడు ఏ లేదా ఎస్పీ గారు వచ్చి మేము పట్టణం ఏందన్నా బాబు అని చెప్పి మేము పక్కన వేస్తాం అయిపోయింది. అంతా అయిపోయిన తర్వాత 6 ఊళ్ళో ఒక్కడు కూడా రాడు కలెక్టర్ సార్ నేను తీసుకుపోతాను లేదు 2-3 వస్తారు తీసుకో. సో సింపథైజ్ విత్ దేర్ కాస్. కాకపోతే వాడు వినకపోతే మాత్రం వాడు వినకపోతే నాటకాలు వేసుకుంటే అదేనా నా టఫ్ పోలీస్ ఆఫీసర్ వల్ల ఇంకోసారి ఎటువంటి యాక్షన్ తీసుకుంటామంటే పొరపాటున వీడితో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయ్యామనేటువంటి ఫీలింగ్ తీసుకుంటాం. రెండోసారి మన రోడ్డు మీద కాదు. ఐ వాజ్ వాకింగ్ ఆన్ ద బీచ్ యాజ్ అ పోలీస్ కమిషనర్. వన్ గర్ల్ in a car, rear seat. She was in a drowsy mode. I could make out there's something wrong with the girl. Oh, వెంటనే what's problem ma? Oh, I don't have any problem. What's wrong with you? అని పర్లేదు నాతో నీదేనా ప్రాబ్లం అంత అయిపోయిన తర్వాత can you make a phone call to your father, mother? No father, I am mother. Phone call your mother. She rang up. Then what? You know what happened? ఆమెతో నేను మాట్లాడుతున్నాను అమ్మ మీ అమ్మాయి ఇక్కడ బీచ్లో ఉంది అలోన్ ఇన్ ఏ కార్. ఐఎమ్ వరీడ్ అబౌట్ సమ్ గర్ల్ అలోన్ ఇన్ ద కార్. లుక్స్ లైక్ షీఈస్ డౌసీ అండ్ దెన్ టేకెన్ సమ్ డ్రగ్స్ ఆర్ వాట్ మదర్ సెడ్. ఆ అమ్మాయికి సిగరెట్ అలవాటు ఉంది కానీ డ్రగ్స్ ఉన్నట్టు నాకు ఐడియా చేస్తారు. దిస్ వాస్ 2007 to 10 బీచ్ టైం బిట్వీన్ 2007 and 10. సో ట్రాజడీ. Mother accepts. These days, of course, people take drinks. Even my daughters take drinks. Whatever, nothing wrong with that. Everything goes okay. But అటువంటి సిచ్యుయేషన్ ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే కొట్టచ్చు తిట్టచ్చు ఏం కొడతాం చిన్నపిల్లలు వాళ్ళకి. సో సమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రిఫార్మేటరీ ప్రాసెస్ చేయాలి కానీ బట్ వెన్ ఇట్ ఇస్ టఫ్ యూ నీడ్ టు బి టఫ్. దట్స్ వై ఐ సెడ్. సో దెన్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఆ తర్వాత ఐ వాజ్ పోస్టెడ్ యాజ్ డైరెక్టర్ ఫైర్ సర్వీసెస్ విచ్ మేడం రెడ్ అవుట్ ప్రొఫెసర్. Then I was MD RTC, then I lucky became DG, retired, came to Visakhapatnam again as CEO Gangavaram Port. Then recently Adani took over, then I said thank you very much, served them for 2 years. I'm back in Hyderabad for good with my family. That's it. Yeah, please. Any question?
I don't know whether to ask this question or not.
Please, appeal.
We are taught to be an entrepreneur in classes. So, but when it comes to practical knowledge, when we come out of this college, and so if I want to start a business or a firm, so it is mandatory to take all permissions from government.
Okay.
So the government, so is it mandatory to bribe the government to take all the permissions from government? And even though if we follow all the norms and all, we have to bribe the government. Is it happening in this times, in recent times?
See, point is simple. You asked a good question. That's a good question. You followed everything. Still, you feel like maybe some government office. Some people, government officers, when everything is right, they said all the best, good luck. Some people expect something for doing like that. I am telling the truth. Third category is there. Unless you give, I will not give permission. First category is good, all the best, good luck, permitted. Second category is I have done something, but I am still looking at you. Arey kya? I am nahi deta hai, kuch bhi nahi deta hai. Gone. Second. Third is unless you give. That ACB comes and catches those guys. But the point is, live with the present system. Present system is unfortunately is deteriorating. There is no doubt about it. But let me tell you, I am giving an assurance and promise also. Anytime you want to start. Though I retired 6 years back, I have tremendous influence in the government and the bureaucracy. If you want any help from my side without paying any money, call me.
See again, coming from my experience, if you remain ethical, yes, there will be some roadblocks, delays, but nonetheless the message will go very clearly that you mean business, and the person who is asking for speed money will understand what you're talking. I'll give you an example. I was in Tata company. My career after MBA started with Nelco, which is a Tata company. And all of you around Tatas are highly ethical. And I was into imports and exports. And in those days, import duties are very high, and the custom clearance was too tough, and unless you bribe something, we call it a weight, unless you put a weight on the paper, the assistant commissioner customs and the appraising officers, they will not clear the documents. And the mandate of Tata Group was, nothing doing, we are not going to pay anything, come what may. How long he will delay? There is a document called bill of entry in imports. There is a document called bill of entry, and there used to be a lot of delays in clearance because of obvious reasons. We didn't pay anything. After a while, the appraising officer said, "Why am I wasting time on you? It is better I clear you, and there are other clients from where I get money." He said like that. So he used to clear our documents very fast. The message should go, we mean business. And Tata's being known for ethics, and appraising officers came to know we are not going to get any money, howsoever we may delay. Because we used to say, even if you take 1 year, 2 years, doesn't matter, let the consignment get auctioned. We are not going to pay. Very clearly, upfront the communication was made. And then they came online, they said, okay, why unnecessarily harassing a person whom we are not going to get benefit? Let us catch hold of some client who will pay us money. Why wasting time over here? So that is a message. So message should go very clearly.
Excellent. That's one of the best examples.
And other thing which somebody over here asked, what happens if your superiors want some big client influence to take so-called unethical decision, right? So like sir said that even CM wanted certain decision and he refused. Yes, see, these things do occur when you are working in career, but again it depends upon your value system. Now there are ways and means to communicate. If you are not willing to accept your boss's instructions, then one communication, sir, I don't accept it. That is one way of throwing stone which normally nobody will like it. But there are ways and means. Of course that comes with maturity and experience. How you communicate to your bosses that this should be done and this should not be done. That skill, of course, will learn as you grow in career. That's why in Hindi, I don't know, I can't explain in Telugu. Those who understand Hindi can translate in Telugu. In communication, it is said, कब कहाँ क्या बात किसी को कही जाती है, कब कहाँ क्या बात किसी को कही जाती है, ये सलीका हो तो सब बात सुनी जाती है. I hope some of you can translate in Telugu as well. But the message is communication. How you communicate. And that's why communication is being taught in every business school. So fine, that should be understood.
I don't interrupt much. My father, the founder of Alvada's group of institutions, being a former minister, he wanted an engineering college, so he stayed back in Delhi for 2-3 months or 4 months, spoiled his health, but he did not give money to any of the officials of AICT or whatever. He moved all the ministers, central ministers, because he was a BJP man then. He made me wake up the governor at morning 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, telling me to tell him that my file is stuck. He did not give money. He spoiled his health. He got jaundice. He got everything. Came back to Vizag. Then I had to go and to pursue the matter. He was such a strict, disciplined man. He says either you take or you give. You are corrupted. He made it so clear. But unfortunately, we children, we are flexible little because the government jobs are not being done. I'm confessing. I can't play like my father. I have to be flexible, and I probably am a bad son for a good father. What to do? My situation demands, and no one is bothered about me. Politicians I know as friends, ministers I know, everyone know. But my land case was not getting settled. I could not give money for the money what they're asking. Finally, I had to approach a senior most advocate, give him about 3 crores of fees to fight with the government to do my case. My case is still pending. Understand? So it's so hard, but you have to do it with ethical values. But because of the small trouble what we had for breathing, we have to accommodate people by at least giving what we have to and see that the ball rolls. I'm confessing. My father used to, if he's there, he would have kicked me out of the house for what I'm doing. He said, you can't be my son if you're like this. But what to do? I'm very sorry, sir, for confessing and telling. Because my situation I have to care. Because we are literally down when my father passed away. We thought how to bring up these institutions to be at least what it is today. So I had to be a little flexible, and people said, the ministers also told me, you have to you give. I said, no fella, that's easy. And I used to call people also for guest lectures. Chevi Prabhakar Balmanda said, Ravindra never gives cash, he gives only a moment of it. They always, university also knows me. But here, it was this thing, so I had to be flexible. But that's how my father, the great man, with a lot of ethical values. He was a minister for municipal administration, minister for education, the first minister for Buddha. When Buddha was established for combined Andhra Pradesh, total sites in combined Andhra Pradesh was allotted by him. Call it Hyderabad, call it Vijayawada, call it Vizag. All the sites. But he never had a site for himself, nor he never had a house for himself. He said, I'm happy to. Thank you all, sir. So I felt like telling my experience.
Thank you so much, sir. Your speech has not only enlightened us but have also inspired us. We sincerely appreciate your time you have taken from your busy schedule to be here and contribute for this session. Now I request Satish sir, the Director General, Executive Director Teja sir, and Dean and Secretary Ravindra sir to present the memento for our chief guest.
Thank you. You do it here, sir? All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. For the hard time. You always have to help this institution.
No, my pleasure. More than the institution, students I want.
Yes. The reason is the read, sir.
Yeah.
Read.
Now I request Professor Alekya ma'am to conclude the session by giving vote of thanks.
I, on behalf of IIAM, thank you for accepting the invite and addressing the students on the importance of learning. We are really grateful to you, sir, for investing your time and effort in interacting with our students. We wish to have more sessions, informative sessions like this in the future from you. Thank you, sir.
Keep it short and sweet.
That's the way I like it. The reason is, I said no, the words should be made simple. Like first class, second class, third. Don't elaborate, okay? Good luck.
Sir.
రండి